Hey everyone, I am back with another iteration of my Airbending and Blink deck. Now today I'm going to be trying to take this out into best of 3, and so I had to make a sideboard for this. So to kind of quickly go over what this looks like again, we got Llanowar Elves and Seam Reap in the one drop spot, here to exile Badger Mole pretty much, and kind of speed our gameplay up a little bit, because if you can take a look, the majority of our deck is in the 3 to 5 mana range. So over here in the 2 mana spot, we got Airbender's Ascension, which is going to let us exile / airbend any of our permanents, and then whenever a permanent enters, we put a quest counter on it. When we get 4 quest counters, we can start blinking our own permanents, and that's going to be the main engine for the deck. After that, we have the Port Mage. This is going to be our main card draw. Whenever a card or a creature leaves the battlefield and doesn't die, which includes exile, airbend, anything that's not destroy, we draw a card. Mixing that with the Airbender's Ascension and everything else that we have to pick our stuff up, we're doing pretty well. Then we have the Gallant Citizen, just comes in, draws a card. And then we have Doc, who is one of our sneaky best creatures in the deck. This makes it so that anything that we play from exile costs 2 less. Well, whenever we airbend something, it goes to exile and it costs 2, so essentially this is making it free. Then we have our big creature and planeswalker removal in Aang's Iceberg. We have the flanker to get rid of the graveyard, or to help us curve out and draw some cards. The exclusion mage to bounce stuff back to their hand. The reclamation sage to destroy enchantments. Aang to airbend anything, mostly our permanents. And the main target with Aang is going to be Appa, Steadfast Guardian. So if we have out Doc, and let's say we have Appa out, and we target Appa with Aang, we could infinitely airbend both of these, making an infinite amount of 1/1s, and if we add any other creatures to the mix during our main phase, we're gaining infinite life, drawing our entire deck, bouncing every creature to their hand, destroying every single enchantment or artifact that they have. It creates a nice infinite loop. Now we can't play a bunch of ETB stuff without some way to trigger it both, so we got the Virtue of Knowledge. If a permanent enters causing us to trigger a ability, it triggers again. So with this coming in, we can just double up on all of the counters for over here. Then we have Quantum Riddler. We can warp it for 2 mana to draw a card, or if we have if we would draw 1 or more cards and we have 1 in our hand, we can draw 2. So we're mixing this in with any of our blink or airbending spell stuff. We can drop in the Quantum Riddler, airbend it or blink it, and then we can play it again for 2 more mana, drawing another card. Then we have Aang at the Crossroads. This card is kind of our standard collected company. So what this card does is it comes in, lets us grab any of our 4 mana value or less creatures, which is everything, and put it on the battlefield. One of the new additions that I did add was the Riptide Gear Hulk. I just tossed this in the sideboard, played a best of 3. When this thing came in, it just sent this person's entire field three cards deep in their deck, and there was absolutely nothing that they could do. So I'm having this as a one of because it's expensive, but it's pretty good, and I don't know what else I want to take out. Then we have our basic mana base, just 3 color Bant. Now this time we're playing with a sideboard. Big Your Poison is just one of the best sideboard cards you can have. Just sacrifice an artifact, an enchantment, or a flyer for just 1 mana. Now one thing I did want to make sure that we protect against is board wipes. So this is just a one of. I found out this deck is actually really good at out-grinding control decks, so that's why this is only a one of. And then we have run into a graveyard deck. We got Rest in Peace, No More Lies, just to out-control the control players. A Sorcerer's Spyglass, in case we run into a deck that has playing a lot of planeswalkers or a lot of abilities, we want to get rid of that. Now if we're playing it against a more aggro deck, we've got Helaya, Guided by Light. I'm butchering that name. But when she comes in, gains us a life. If we gain 3 life, we draw a card. Anytime a creature enters, we gain life. With this being a blink and airbending deck, we're going to be gaining a lot of life, drawing a lot of cards. Now this card is one that I like in a weird way. So if we're playing against mono white auras or another creature based deck, this comes in, that exiles it and kills all the auras directly off of it, or it can just come in, grab the creature, we warp it back, blinks it back to their side. But this is all creatures, so we can also use this as a blink for our creatures. And then Day of Judgment just for when we run into any aggro stuff. So that's the deck, and let's run it out. Alright. So again, we're running to some traditional standard this time, best of 3. I want to see how this does. It's been doing incredibly well in best of 1. I tossed in a sideboard. I went 4 and 2, so I figured, let's take it out for just a little bit more of a spin. Oh. But this deck has been just an absolute blast to play. I'm very glad I made it. I've been experimenting with some other decks. It's okay, but this is just the most fun. And it does take a lot of sequencing. Alright, what's the first one we're playing? Okay. Alright. Let's take a look. This is a no keep. We got no lands. I mean, if we had 2 lands, let's say both of these were lands, that'd be probably a good hand. Even better be if this and this was a land, or this and this, but we can wish all we want. We don't have the lands. Not off to a good start. Alright, we can keep this. Gearhulk was way too expensive to keep. Honestly, I'm going to toss the flanker down. This way we can drop in, get some card draw, airbend it, draw some more cards. And we've got a perfect mana base. Alright. Probably playing Is It Prowess is what I'm guessing. Okay, let's just draw some more lands, you know? We can cast whatever we need. We're good. We got this. Alright, draw a card. Discard a card. Deals 3 damage to our creature. We don't have any creatures out, so joke's on you. Alright, so we're going to draw a card here. Seam Rip, maybe. But the next turn we're going to be able to Airbender Ascension, the Citizen, and then play it again for more value. And I haven't seen this card yet. I like it, though. Or we can just not. That always happens. Alright, so I am going to drop in this, and I'm going to start getting that Port Mage out. A little risky, I know, but this is going to be hopefully our card draw engine here pretty soon. So next turn, let's say they don't really do anything, they don't mess with our Port Mage, we can drop in the dock, airbend the dock, we draw a card. I think I am going to do that. I'm assuming they do have some instant speed removal or counterspell here. Again, honestly, we're not in the best spot. If this does resolve, though, we can start getting quest counters on this. Dock's not as important here. What is important is we get that card draw out. Right. I'm already trying to think of how I'm going to sideboard against this. Okay, we got Appa. That's pretty good. So it looks like they're doing a little bit of graveyard stuff, but our flanker should take care of that, so we shouldn't have to worry. I'm not going to swing in because I don't know what they're doing. The Port Mage is... I'm very glad I didn't swing in. Port Mage is much better alive. So definitely getting rid of the graveyard. This is a pretty good budget deck. If you're looking to build something budget, Is It spells, Is It lessons is definitely the way to go. I mean, you've got the crab. I think there's like 2 or 3 crabs like this that just count less for whatever's in the graveyard. But alright, let's take a look. Alright. I'm drinking some coffee. I'm a little tired this morning, so I'm not as talkative as I was last time. Alright, let's draw something other than Seam Rip. So let's drop the dock in. I'm expecting a counterspell. Alright, we got spell snared. There's no point in keeping him back. So let's get him for 1. Let's bring him down to 19. Not looking good for our first matchup. That's okay though. We got Rest in Peace on the sideboard. We've got No More Lies to counter their creatures because this is not a heavy creature deck. But they're playing some big stuff. This is very good. Alright. So yeah, we definitely want to get rid of their graveyard, and it's going to cost everything significantly more. So we're not going to win. We are not going to win this first match. Alright. Yeah, I mean, there's no point in continuing. I can flash an Appa. Appa's going to die if he doesn't get countered. We're going to concede here, and we're going to hop directly into sideboarding. Now, from what we've seen, we want Rest in Peace in. They're not playing any artifacts or enchantments, so we're going to take those out. I think I do want No More Lies in. Now, they're not playing any small permanents. Seam Rip is out. Alright, let's take a look at everything else we got. I think this is pretty good. Going back through the sideboard, I don't really see anything that's going to help us out. So, nice and quick. So sideboarding is something that's very difficult, and as someone who used to play competitive Magic for years, you've got to think, is what's in the sideboard better than what's in the deck? And is this going to slow me down if I take it out? And this is two atrocious hands, one right after another. No lands to all lands. To a mix of hands, which would be better a little while ago. So, we're going to get rid of Virtue of Knowledge, and I think the Mage. That was rough. So we're going to draw a card here, leave Aang up to airbend anything. Now, one thing that is unfortunate about this particular deck we're playing against is because the crabs do lower the mana cost, it even lowers the mana cost out of airbending. So if we airbend it, they can just play it again for free, which sucks. God, I love coffee. Beautiful. Alright. This is very good, but we need to be careful about this. We want them to tap out. We do not want that to get... Okay. We do not want it to get, I can't think, countered. I'm gonna drink some more coffee for that one. They're definitely leaving up the spell snare. So we need them to tap out. At the moment they tap out, though, we're doing well. I might try to drop in Aang anyways on the end of their turn to see if I can draw something out. Because what we need is we really need to get rid of the graveyard. Now they could have some kind of removal spell here. Not doing good again. So we can draw a card. Maybe they'll spell snare it. Beautiful. Alright. Now we're going to hope that that was their only spell. Oh, 2 in a row. 2 in a row. Oh, that sucks. We're not out of it yet, though. I mean, we've got Aang coming down. Either one. Hopefully Big Aang coming down. Man, that was brutal. We don't even play many enchantments. Alright, what's this guy's ability? This spell costs X less, blah blah blah. Okay. Not doing too good right here. So if they've got the Flash Crab, we can airbend it, but that's not going to do anything. So right here. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each instant and sorcery in your graveyard. When we airbend it, it doesn't matter. So I think what we're going to do is we might actually airbend it on their turn, just so that way we can slow them down just a little bit. But in all honesty, this is not looking good for us. This is one of the worst matchups for us because we don't have good ways to deal with large creatures, especially large creatures that don't cost much. So here we go. The slowing down. We're going to keep you, and I'm going to airbend you because that comes right back with Flash. So let's see what they got. But again, I'm just to reiterate again for those watching. Oh, what is going on with this deck? Alright, well, let's do the other way. I'm so used to the cheaper mana on the left side. Alright, so let's draw a card. And I'm just going to concede here. Alright, so that is a fantastic budget deck. If anybody wants to check that out, you pretty much just play the crab, play that thing, or there's 2 crabs that you can play that make stuff cost less. The one with Flash, the one without Flash. Play the big red guy, playing a bunch of really cheap, very large creatures. Now, as a budget deck, it's very good, but if you're going to be going against the tier 1, tier 2 decks, you're probably not going to win very much, unless, like my deck, we're very susceptible to large creatures. And they just happen to have all the counters. Alright, I'm going to let my dog in real quick, be right back. Alright, and I'm back. So this... Where was this hand? The entire time. So let's see what we're playing against. Okay. I'm not sure. So I am playing this one first, just because we can drop off this. Turn that on, drop in the Citizen. Grixis. Okay. Probably Graveyard, which means that we need to bring on a Rest in Peace, and we need our flanker as quick as possible. Not the end of the world. More annoying than anything. We're kind of floating out a little bit, taking on water, but we're doing okay. Yeah, definitely Graveyard deck. So next turn, if we draw a land, we're playing the Riddler. Hopefully we get the Exclusion Mage, we can bounce this back, maybe the Flanker, get rid of the Graveyard. There's a couple good things that we can do here. That was not one of them. Warp it. Ah, I clicked on the right side this time, literally, and physically. Alright. So if we had drawn this instead of that, I might have waited so that way we could have played this, airbend it, then the next turn played again for 2 mana, drawing a ton of cards in the process. So our best bet to take care of this is going to be Seam Rip or the Exclusion Mage. This lets them discard pretty much their entire hand if they want to. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not the dagger that I thought it was. So yeah. Whenever this artifact enters, discard a card, draw 2 cards. Tormenting Voice on an artifact. What is going on? Alright. So we're going to have to do this to see if we can start drawing some cards. Or actually, no. I want to slow them down. Before that thing gets too big. And this is why... This is... Right here is the entire reason why this land is in. Not just because it's a good Bant play, but it's going to help us pick up our creatures. Especially when we attack. So, Rest in Peace is definitely what we're going to want. We're going to bring that one in. I'm trying to think what else is in the sideboard. Alright, now we need a Reclamation Sage. Exclusion Mage. The Flanker. The Iceberg. Just anything but a land would be really good. Let's play Aang at the Crossroads. I want to see what we can get. That's not terrible, but that's not what I was going for. At least with this, we can drop in the Citizen. Appa, both. I guess we just Appa it. Oh, I completely didn't even realize that. So because we have Dock, that actually makes the Riddler cost less also. So now instead of 5 mana, it's 3 mana. So actually next turn we can drop in the Citizen and the Riddler. And we don't have to play anything untapped. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That leaves us 2 more mana to work with. Gosh. What even is that? It's just like a nightmare. I mean, great card design. This is what I thought it was. Alright. So this way, they can just drop their entire hand and ping us for as much damage as they want. Alright, so here's what I think I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Alright. We're going to see what we draw off this. Seam Rip. Okay, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we're going to go into attacks. Swing it with you. Then we're going to play Appa. Appa's going to come down. We're going to pick up the Riddler and Aang. Which is also going to not target, but turn on this. And then from here, we're going to drop Aang back in, creating a 1/1 ally, and digging a little bit deeper. I'm trying to find something other than that. Dropping the Riddler. Putting a counter, drawing a card, and I think I want to blink the Riddler. I thought about doing Aang, just to see if we can continue digging and grabbing more creatures, but I think I want to flip Aang even more than that. So now we've got a 4/4 flyer that's going to start earthbending our lands. We've got Exclusion Mage that we can bounce their stuff back, and we got the Riddler to help us draw cards. Unless they have a board wipe here, I think we're setting pretty darn good. Alright, so we're going to Seam Rip. I don't know, probably the fear of missing out. FOMO. I really like that artwork, though. That's really good. I'm a horror guy. This artwork is fantastic. I'm going to take some damage here. So let's see what they can do. Oh, they got us. Alright. Not off to a good start. Should have Seam Ripped it. Oh well. Alright, so we're going to bring some Rest in Peace. And I think we're going to bring in Pick Your Poison. Seam Rip feels pretty good. They got a lot of low cost stuff. But what do we take out? This is going to be the hardest part. I think I'm going to take out the Mage. And we'll just kind of hope that we hit Riptide Gearhulk as our only removal spell with Seam Rip. Doesn't feel good, but I think that's what we need to do. I think I'm going to go down one Aang at the Crossroads. And what else? I'm going to go down one Port Mage. I feel like they've got a pretty decent amount of removal. So we'll see from there. Alright, and we'll hop back to it. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. And I'm going to check on how I'm coming through the speakers real quick. Alright, good. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to exit out of that. I'm not going to watch my own stream and be one of those guys. Alright. And I'm coming through the thing. Whatever. Alright. Rest in Peace. I think I'm going to keep this one. I want to get rid of their graveyard as much as possible. So we're going to drop off into Retreat. And artifact or creature. Annoying, but it is what it is. And then we're going to get rid of their graveyard permanently. This feels pretty good. Now we can get rid of a creature with flying, artifact or enchantment that they play, and there's really nothing they can do about it. I think this even shuts down that, what is it called? That thing that gets the counters. Yeah, I'm explaining it very well, I know. But the, gosh, it's like, I don't know what it is, but whenever something goes to the graveyard, it takes a counter off. This is going to help shut that down. So now we've got Fear of Missing Out coming in, and sending the card directly to exile, which I like. Unfortunately, we can't get rid of it because we don't have a way to make it sacrifice, kill it, blah, blah, blah. That thing's annoying. So I think what we're going to do next turn is we're going to blow up both of these. So let's drop in the Sage and get rid of the Flail. So no discarding cards for you. And I kind of want to do this just cause. So now they've got nothing on the field. I don't have anything in hand either. So can't really brag about anything, but it is what it is. This card, I don't know if it's good or not. I feel like it could be. I'm still not entirely sure. I'm going to completely nuke the graveyard just in case. So April O'Neil Hacktivist. She gets to draw a card for every type of spell that you play. So if you cast a creature, that's 1. You play as an enchantment, that's 2. They're drawing 2 cards at the end of their turn. Now whenever they discard a card, they're gaining 1. Again, we're not doing good. We really need to draw something right here. Come on. What are we drawing? Alright, drawing the Airbender Ascension. What do I'm going to pick up the Sage, and we're going to get rid of Cooldown Rune. And I think we might need to start... chump blocking with this thing. Well, it really depends on what they play, honestly. If they're starting to play more artifacts, more enchantments, then we can go in and we can make sure that we blow it. Okay, so we might not. So they chose Timur, which gives them +1, haste and trample, which is not good for us, especially since we have quite literally nothing in our hand. Or our graveyard. Alright. Let's get rid of this guy. Let's see what we draw. Best draw is going to be Riptide or Aang, and that's game. Still not doing good. That's fine, that's fine. We're doing alright. We'll come back. I mean, these are just warm-up games. We're just warming up here. Just remembering how to play the deck that I built and took me to Mythic last season, but I can't get out of freaking Platinum this one, but it's okay. We're just warming up. I don't know, I did a lot better when I took the whale hunting counter off, so I might have to do that to see if I can win games. But we'll see. I also didn't realize how wide they were going to go, and if I had known that, I would have sided in Day of Judgment and just wiped out the entire board. Well, let's see what we get. I think I'm still playing with 23 lands now I think about it. I think I actually added that other land in, which is really dumb on my part because I need the lands. Oh. This is hard. So I don't have blue mana. So the only thing I can play is the Sage. And you know what? We're on the draw. We can draw into the blue mana. Or we can draw into something that doesn't require blue mana to play. So let's see how that goes. Alright. Let's see what we're playing. I do love this Damnation artwork. It looks just incredible. I like the way that the clouds are kind of moving on it. It's a sick artwork for such a sick card. Alright, what are we playing? Alright, looks like we're playing against a sneak deck. Probably the mill sneak deck. So we're definitely going to be sideboarding in... what's it called? Rest in Peace. Unfortunately, we did not draw a blue source or a card that does not need blue. Alright, let's see if we can get rid of this thing. This will hopefully help shut down their sneak for a little bit. They did have to mulligan, so we're hoping that they don't either have enough lands, which it's looking like, or that they don't have enough creatures that they can play. Oh, there's the land. At a certain point, it's a little insulting. We drew another white-green source, but we couldn't draw that blue source. So I might just flash in Appa here. Yeah, I'm just gonna flash in Appa. So we're not going to... I should have grabbed Seam Rip. I'm assuming they've got Shoot the Sheriff or something like that here. If we draw a 1 blue source, we're so good. So here comes Shoot the Sheriff. Or another creature. Or something. Okay, we're thinking about it. We're thinking about it. So, like I said, I like whenever it's their turn, I like to think about what I'm going to do. Right now, we don't have a blue source. So, this is out, this is out, this is out, this is out. This is in. So, the only thing that we can play is the Reclamation Sage. I think I'm going to hold on to that just because I still don't know if there's no point in playing a 3-mana 2/1 if there's nothing on the field. We just really could use that blue source. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to drop this in. We're not going to blow anything up. Instead, we're going to use these map tokens on the Sage to hopefully draw into our blue source as soon as we can. Don't know why I thought that was scrying. What this also does is it shuts down the Voice of Victory attacking, because it's shutting down our instant speed stuff. And so they don't want to probably risk that in killing it with our Sage, which is completely okay. And now we got our blue source. Yes! I'm going to be a little greedy here and hope that they don't, and they do. It's like, I hope that they don't have that counterspell. Oh, they don't. They didn't use it. Oh, this is so good for us. Alright. That's so awesome. Alright. So they're probably going to start swinging it with this because they flashed in a 3-2 attack it. Alright, I want to get rid of this. Here comes the sneak. Maybe? And there it is. Ninjutsu.
Just in time to
which is annoying, but not the end of the world. So what we can probably do is we can Airbend
Now I know your
we'll have to wait.
weakness.
So we got rid of... Oh, I didn't even register that the voice of victory was a 1-3. I was thinking, oh, it'll trade with my reclamation surge. Because I am not terribly smart. Alright. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna warp in the riddle. It's gonna draw us our other lands. And then we're gonna come in, and we're gonna swing you there. And then what I think I'm going to do is we're gonna bring in Appa. And we're gonna grab the Riddler. I think that's all we're gonna grab now. Think about it. We're just gonna grab the Riddler. So what that did for us is, unless they have a removal spell for Appa, they can
Never
shoot,
underestimate my skills.
or they can just make it big. So we're gonna take the 4 from Kaido. Oh yeah, we're 100% taking 4, 5, 6, 7 from Kaido. Alright. Hopefully they don't have a way to get that 2 damage in. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play the Riddler again, which is going to give us a blocker and the Riddler. We can't flash this back because it has flash. We cannot play Aang. Alright, so we're going to drop in that. And I'm going to think about what I want to do. I think we're going to do that to you. We're going to leave Aang up. This is good. Okay. So now we're going to leave Aang up. Let's see if we can get rid of Kaido. At the very least, we're going to get rid of this Drowner. Alright, we got 2 blockers. And we have a way to airbend. So I'm feeling good about where we're at, except for the fact that we have 2. Oh. Go for it. Let's see what they got. That's quite annoying. Okay, so that's going to kill that. I think we're still okay here. So they're going to attack. And Aang is going to save our butts. We're going to tide bend, or we're going to get rid of that one. And we're going to get rid of Appa. The reason why I'm doing Appa is I want to be able to replay it for 2 mana. This doesn't do anything. So if we draw Doc, we're in a really good spot.
Just try to keep up.
Okay. I'm really trying to think about what we're going to do here. So, we've got to play this smart. That's going to come in tapped. So he has this, which is going to shut down Aang at the crossroads. So there's no real point in playing Aang at the crossroads. If an ability in our picture is countered this way, that permanent loses all abilities for as long as... Okay. Let's go a little risky. Best thing, that's very good. So it loses all abilities. They countered the wrong one. They countered the wrong one. Oh, that's good. So what are we going to seam rip? Nothing. We're not seam rip. What are we going to Appa? Nothing. We've got to get as much down as possible. So as annoying as this is, we stay alive for one more turn. Gosh, this is intense. So we're going to block with the Exclusion Mage. Alright.
I've got them pinned. Press the attack.
Again, incredibly annoying. Gosh, this is such a strong 4-mana Planeswalker. Alright, let's see what they got. Okay, okay. So we're gonna airbend. This might work. Yeah, we still want to do that. So, it's going to come in, and it's going to counter one of those abilities, but the other one should still trigger. Now, we're going to have to be a little risky, and we're going to play Aang at the crossroads. Luckily, this triggers twice, so let's go with you. And we're not going to airbend anything, unfortunately. I don't want that to go back through their hand, because they still have flash. Then we're going to play the Citizen, coming back in, drawing some cards. Okay, okay. This leaves up Appa. This is good. So this also is going to flip Aang at the crossroads, draw us even more cards, and I'm feeling really good about where we're at right now. Alright. We're passing the turn. So now we've got a 4/4 flyer, a 2/3 flyer, a 1/1 citizen, and we can flash in Appa for whatever happens. And we can just start creating these lands that's going to block for us. Yeah, we don't care about you. You draw that land. So he can't do anything with that except for make his ninja stronger. Oh no, it's a 6/7.
Never underestimate.
Gosh, I have kids, and that meme lives rent-free in my head, and I hate it. I really, really, really do. Alright. I think it's okay if we trade Aang. So it's past the blocks. We'll have you there and you there. We've got those two blockers, and then we're going to flash in Appa. And Appa is going to... Oh, we're going to do both of those. We're going to save both of our creatures, I think. If we got Doc, so we can play it all for free next turn anyways. So we're going to play Doc. We're going to play the Sanctum. We're going to go to attacks. We're going to bring the plant. Then we're going to attack everything at Kaido. This will leave one of our things tapped down, which is quite annoying, but it is what it is.
Used to losing.
We're going to play our Citizen for free, gaining a 1/1. Let's see what else we draw, what we draw into. I'm going to play the Flanker, because I want to do two things. I want to scry and gain some life, and I want to exile their graveyard. Because I don't know if there's any graveyard shenanigans here. So now we know that they have absolutely nothing. Alright. Can we play this? No, I don't. Oh, we'd have to pick something back up, and I don't really want to do that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play the Riddler. Getting some more 1/1s, right, 4/6 flyer, drawing the Mage, what do we got playing? And a land. Then we're going to end the turn, and we're going to blink. What are we blinking? I think we're going to blink the Flanker, because I want to gain as much life as I can. We're going to get ourselves as far out of this as we can possibly get. We don't need either of those. I kind of want the Riptide Gearhulk, honestly. And now we can also leave up Aang. We're in a really, really good spot here. Oh, which one? Yeah, I should get rid of that land. So whatever they play, we can airbend it. Whoop-de-doo. They probably can play it back again. But we're just going to be annoying. If they try to kill something, we'll probably airbend whatever they're going to try to kill. So the Tide Binder, that's not going to do anything. The Siren, that's not going to do anything. And we finally won our first one. No, we won the first of the other one. Alright. So this is a pretty heavy control match. I think I like Seam Rip. I like the Llanowar Elf. They don't really have any artifacts that I saw, so we're going to bring in No More Lies, and we're going to bring in the Spyglass. We're going to get rid of one Aang, because it's expensive, and one Virtue of Knowledge. Again, because they're just really expensive, and that's going to be later in the game, and I know that they're going to bring in some counter spells. They're going to bring in removal. So we've got to see what we can do here. Alright, let's see what we get. Riptide Gearhulk. Oh, speak of the devil. This is a really awesome card, especially in this deck. We just got to get there. On the play. Let's try it out. I mean, we got perfect mana. I don't remember which Kaido it was. Alright. 4 mana. Alright, it was Kaido, Bane of Nightmares. I didn't totally just Google that. Well, that's annoying. Alright, so I like to organize my cards. Alright, so we're going to drop in this next turn. But hey, look, we're winning the match already. 20-16. We're doing good. I'm assuming that they've got Spell Snare left up or something to that effect. Alright, what do we got here? Another massive creature that we can't play. We're doing good. We got this, guys. Alright, so next turn, we're going to be dropping off this forest, and we're going to be Aanging, which sounds weird. So we're going to be airbending something. Alright. And pass the turn, and we're just going to leave up Aang. So the goal here is that we can airbend Swiggy, whatever that thing is, and then we can kill Aang by blocking the Dreamweaver. Target creature gains protection from each color until your choice. So we're going to flash in this now. This can't be blocked, but we're going to see if we can get rid of that Dreamweaver. Shoot the Sheriff? Let's see. Oh, no shoots from the Sheriff. Okay. So, we did slow them down with the Beaver. I think Kaido still is very playable right now, especially since we can't block Swig. Okay, no ninjutsu. I'm happy with that. This also lets us play the Hollowed Fountain untapped, and we can leave mana up for Appa. We're doing pretty good right now. Alright, so it's gotta be Spell Snare. That's gotta be the only thing that I can think of. So we're gonna play this untapped, and we're just going to pass the turn. I want to leave this up for that Dreamweaver. So they can flip it. So whenever the Dreamweaver does damage to us, blah blah blah, they draw a card. We have no more lies. Which is exactly what I was hoping for. So this should slow them down. I can't think of a 1 mana removal spell against Aang at the current moment. Unless they just pull Swords of Plowshares just out of their butt, and we can see what happens here. Okay, that's not good. Kaido? No, Kaido's black. Black and blue. It's gotta be some sneak. Okay. This card is freaking awesome, if you ask me. Alright. I love this. So for 2 mana, at instant speed, you can get 3 1/1 ninjas. That's really good. And they enter tapped and attacking if the ninjutsu was paid. And you're going to be paying the ninjutsu like every single time. So unfortunately, that also gives them 3 more ninjutsu or sneak targets that they can pick off of. So we have Riptide Gearhulk and we have Aang that we can both toss down next turn. This turn, though, we are 100% going to be playing Appa. And I'm going to be saving Aang here. So now instead of a 2/3 flyer, we have a 3/4 flyer. Now they can shoot the Sheriff, they can drop in Sig, and whatever they drop that on, we have to block, because we do not want them drawing any more cards. Whenever this creature deals combat damage, draw a card. So yeah, we're blocking that. One thing that's... Okay, we're not playing... Okay. We are not playing Riptide or Aang just yet. I like this, actually. So what we can do next turn is we can Aang, airbend one of the tokens, it's gone. Block the other 2 tokens. Now all they have is Flood Pit's Drowner, if I can speak. I need to get some water, too. I'm just falling apart. Alright. So they definitely are trying to sneak something in. So we're going to gain an ally. Aang's going to come down. And we're going to get rid of one of the tokens. I completely forgot about the ally, I'm not going to lie. but this actually lets us block and trade with the entire board in the way that we actually want to. And they can't ninjutsu anything in, or sneak anything in. So let's see what they got. That was beautiful, a one-sided board wipe. Alright, now I am going to toss in Aang. Hopefully they don't have a counterspell. They do not. And we're going to see what this grabs. Oh, we got Doc. Okay. So we're going to swing in with both Appa and Aang, and we're going to be leaving up Aang. So we're going to swing in with Aang, but we're also going to leave Aang up for the swing back. Blood Pit's Droner, I'm assuming. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what it is. It could be that changeling of the runner. That's actually not good. Keep on forgetting, this is such a good card. I really do like this card. And I think it is underplayed. So here comes the sneak. Some large creature. Oh, no, another runner. Interesting. But we're doing okay because we have Appa in our hand. And we have Aang in our hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've done that and that. I think I actually like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Because we are going to be flashing. We're not going to be. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Oh wow, what was I thinking? Oh, I'll just play this thing for free because I'm an idiot. All right, if they have another one of these, we just lose. Let's see what they got. Or if they have Kaido, and that's game. All right, so we can't win them all. I'm not doing terribly well at the moment, but at least this time we're on the play. And we know that we need to remove as many of their creatures as possible. Because of that, I think we're going to pull out Riptide, and we're going to add in a Day of Judgment. Because they're going to be playing a lot of ninjutsu stuff. Do I put in a Day of Judgment? I don't know. No, I'm going to keep in Riptide. I actually really like Riptide. They're not going terribly wide. So I think we're still good. I think we're still in the right to take out the Reclamation Sage to add in more stuff that we can just mess around with. This actually might have been a really good match for that warp thing. Oh my gosh. One of these days, I will learn. Well, I can just look at my sideboard right here. Alright, so the All Fates Stalker. I think that this actually would have been a really good matchup for that particular card because we can we can exile all those tokens. I really want to make a token deck now, just because of how much I like that card. So, funny story. My very first, my very first deck I made was mono white tokens, and it was actually mono white tokens in Modern, believe it or not. And because it was up in New York. I was part of the military for a little while, but up in New York, we had this amazing card shop that I don't think I'd be back into Magic as much as I am if it wasn't for that card shop. So that card shop, what he did is he had all of his bulk stuff, bulk rares, bulk XYZ, whatever you want, was just on on these shelves. And instead of going through and pricing everything, if it came out to be around $1 to $2, what he would do is he would instead just be like, all right, if it's in this one, it's 50 cents. If in this one, it's $1. If I messed up and actually put something in there that shouldn't be in there, just, it is what it is. Just show me that where you got it from. Because of that, I was able to make like a $20, I don't even know, like, what was that, a $20 white weenie deck that used Thalia, Heretic Cathar. It was mono white human soldiers essentially, and it was so good. Alright, I think you can counter sneak decks. But anyways, I made that deck, and I was able to win FNM like freaking 4 weeks in a row with it. Because all it was playing a whole bunch of little 1/1 white soldiers. And then, what was it? There was a payoff. It was a whatever the new, I can't even think what they're called. the K soldiers that came out with this last set. There's one of them that was a captain, and whenever it attacked, you could take a soldier from your hand and place it onto the field tapped and attacking. So on turn 4 to 5, I would be playing Captain of the Watch, which was a... Oh yeah, we're counting the heck out of that. Which was a... what was it? 4/4 for 6 that gave +1/+1 to all soldiers, and whenever it entered, it creates 3 more soldiers. So all of a sudden, I'm attacking with a 2/2. I think it was a 2/2 for 2 or 2/2 for 3. I can't remember. I have to look this card up. But I would be attacking with that, and out of nowhere, they would get blown out by Captain of the Watch just coming in. All of a sudden, everything's bigger. I've got 3 more 2/2s on the field, and it was just such a good freaking card. I missed that card. It was so awesome. It was such a fun deck. And the only money I spent outside of the dollar bin was getting Dahlia, Guardian of... I have the map. I literally won the map. The one that makes everything cost more. All non-creature spells cost more. I had her in the deck. I had Heretic Cathar because I wanted to get back into what's it called? I wanted to get back into Standard, so I made a Boros Humans deck that was okay. Like, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't bad. And so I had that one in there to make sure all their lands came in tapped and all their creatures came in tapped, which really, really helped me out because I was then able to go in and they would play all their creatures and I'd swing in and win, essentially. But that was during the golden age of Modern. Alright. I'm going to ninjutsu this just because I am an annoying person. And next turn I'll Aang's Iceberg it. Alright, so we have a couple flyers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm trying to force them to block. They have to block now. This has trample, so they've got to block that. And this brings them down to 1. I don't see how they can win 1 at 1. I'm assuming that they're going to want to try to keep the Flood Pit's Drowner because they're going to want to ninjutsu something in. But for right here, unless they've got some kind of board wipe, I don't see any way that we can lose. I really like this card. It's so good. Alright, so now they can get better ninjas or surveillance.
Things in a bowl
That's about
of
it. Alright, they're stunning him. I don't care
Control
about that.
the fight.
So we have
Control
Aang's
the
Iceberg.
outcome.
Whatever blocker that they put up, we're going to get rid of it. We win! That's our first win! The counter that was at 0, it's going up to 1. Alright, we got our first whale down. Alright. Oh man, it's taken way too long to get that first win. Way too long. Alright, let's hop into our next win real quick. But that was great. So I think that showed a little bit of the power of the deck, even when we don't get to Blink or Airbender our stuff. We still have the Aangs that we can flip. We still got the value coming in for every time that we're dropping a creature. But we're playing a lot of stuff at Flash. I'm feeling pretty good about this deck. Again, I'm hyping it up. I'm ready to go. Alright. Coming off of 1 win, I think we got this. Alright, I'm going to drop in the Port Mage here. They've got a... And we're playing black. Mono black discard, to me for some reason, has made somewhat of a comeback. But this looks like Boros, which I'm okay with. So we're going to drop in this, and we're just going to get rid of the Sky Knight. And we're going to drop in the dock. So what the dock is going to do is it's going to let us airbend something next turn, which is going to either go... Oh, I bet this is that. I've seen a... I'm sorry, I'm losing track. So the reason why we're playing the dock now is that way we can hopefully drop in some kind of 2-mana stuff, and then we can airbend it. Just like this. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we're going to warp in the Sphincter. Then we're going to drop in the Ascension. we're going to target the Riddling Sphincter, which is going to draw us a card as it comes up. And then we're going to play it again for 0 mana, drawing another card. And now I'm feeling pretty dang good. I'm just going to swing with both of them. I don't want them to get rid of either of the enchantments that we have. So I'm completely okay with this trade. We don't have anything else that we're airbending at the current moment, so we're completely okay with this. Alright, so this is definitely some brewer or something like that. I mean, you don't see these common lands outside of people that, quite frankly, don't know what they're doing. And I don't mean that as an insult, it's just a fact. Alright, so we're going to drop in the Citizen and see what's up next. It looks like it's a land. Okay. This is not... Okay. That was annoying. So what I'm going to do is we're going to keep that up, and then we're going to attack with our Riddler. We're going to keep the flanker up because I don't know what they have planned. We can get rid of their graveyard. We can draw some. Okay. Okay, I see what they're doing here. So they're gonna swing with this. It's gonna mobilize a bunch of little guys, which is gonna put a ton of counters in the Sky Knight. I do like that. That's a nice little synergy they got there. I messed up. Alright, so we're gonna block the Ox, the 0/4 of course. And we're gonna see what they play, because they've got some kind of trick up their sleeve. Okay, they're gonna ninjutsu this. This is the sneak deck I've been waiting for. Alright, attacking ninjas you control at Death Touch. When it deals combat, makes a 1/1 ninja. Then if you have 5 ninjas, they lose. Alright, so we're gonna drop in the flanker, and we're gonna see what we can get. So now we're looking for the for Aang. That's good. I like that. I can deal with Aang. I like this. This is good. So Aang is gonna help us out, I think. So none of these are enchantments or artifacts. It's a knight with flying. Alright, I'm trying to think of what I can do without screwing myself up too much. So we're going to warp in the Riddler, which is going to give us that. Perfect. Alright, I like where we're at right now. So we're going to blink our Riddler. So let's go with no attacks in the turn. And then we're going to blink this Riddler before it sacrifices itself to warp, drawing us more cards. And keeping us from warping it away. So let's draw the card. Draw another card. And not exile the Riddler. Okay. So Leo and Shredder is going to be blocked by the flanker. And that's what I want. The Sky Knight's going to be Airbend by Aang. Alright, there's no sneak that they can do except for that. No, not even that Leo works. So they're going to come to attackers, and I fully expect them to attack with this. And this is okay for me. So we're going to swing at Aang, and Aang is going to make them pick up the Sky Knight. So they no longer have a 7/7. Now they've got a couple of attackers. So we're going to have you block there, you block there, you there, you there. I guess you there. And I want to make sure that they lose everything that they can. And now we're sitting good. Alright, so let's drop in the Virtue of Knowledge, which is going to really help us out. Then we're going to drop in... No, I'm going to drop in this to make sure that we can protect whatever we swing in for 10? Math? Ugh. We're going to end the turn. And I'm thinking about this. I think we're actually going to blink Aang. Because Aang's going to come in, and then we're going to airbend the Pack Beast, draw a card, and then we're going to airbend... What else? Let's airbend the other Riddler, honestly. I like this. I like this a lot. So this is going to refill our hand. It's going to get rid of the Pack Mule. Gosh, why is there so many? Why is there so much land? Alright, at least we got the Sage, so it's looking like they're not playing any artifacts or enchantments. Dark Leo and Shredder or whatever. And this is the reason why I kept up the Port Mage. So they're going to try to end it. It's gone. They can't do anything about it. They're going to drop in either the Sky Knight or the Pack Beast. Doesn't matter which one, because we're going to drop in this. We're going to drop in this Riddler. It's going to draw us quite a few cards. And we win. Alright, win 2 is coming up. We're changing this to win 2. Alright, so no Reclamation Sages. They're playing a lot of little creatures. I think I'm going to bring in the Fate Stalker. And then I don't know if I want Day of Judgment or not. Because I think if everything goes well, we'll be okay. We're gonna do this. We're only gonna change out the Reclamation Sages for the Void Stalkers, and I think that's gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be good there. Okay, I like this. I like this. So turn 1, we're playing the Elf, or our Llanowar Elf, which is going to essentially be a blocker for us. And then starting turn 2, we're gonna be leaving up these icebergs to get their stuff. So next turn we're dropping in the plains, and then we're pretty darn good. So let's see what they got here. Okay, they've got Dark Leo, which is 100% going to go away to the iceberg. I'm a little nervous because I don't... That's annoying. We actually don't play that... I guess we do. I'm always thinking, we don't play that many enchantments. Do we though? Like, I'm trying to think. I don't want them to get that back. So I think I'm going to do this. And then we're going to pass the turn. No attacks. I think we're going to warp this. Alright, I'm going to be a little risky here. Because I'm betting what they're going to do with the animal is this Curious Farm animal. They can't play... okay, so they can't play Leo right now. Dark Leo and Shredder. Even if it does come back, it's going to have Summoning Sickness. Or they could just play another one. That's incredibly annoying. Alright, so we're going to go back to our turn. I love this. Alright, so on their turn, we've got the Aang's Iceberg and Aang Swift Savior. I feel like I can just say Aang for freaking everything. Alright. So this is... I like this. So we're gonna flash in Aang. And we're going to Airbend Dark Leo. Then we're gonna pass the blocks, have Aang block the Curious Farm animal. They're gonna gain some life. And then we're going to pass the turn. And then we're going to play... are we? Ooh, I don't know. I don't think we're going to, actually. We're going to play Quantum Riddler into Aang. Because we don't have enough Aangs. We don't have enough angst. Alright, we're going to swing it for 3. They can block with the elf if they... or they can block the elf if they want to, but they're not going to. What they are going to do is now they have to sacrifice the commando to get rid of the iceberg, or they have to play the other Dark Leo. Or they can just concede and give me the win. And it looks like that's what they're doing. And this means we can turn that 1 into a 2. And that's 2 whales down. Let's get back out there. Let's see what other whales we can find. So right now we're 2-2. Not the best record, but we're still going. We got this. Alright. So we've taken out... so I do like that. I want to make Black-White Sneak. It looks fun. So I probably will end up making that. I like that deck, but I also really like that other deck that we ran into last time. And I want to say it was Blue-White Enchantments or Blue-White Rooms. Probably the same. Enchanted Rooms. Let's call it that. Zoria's Enchanted Rooms. Alright, if one of these was a green source, I would keep it, but as it is, that was worse. I hate this sometimes. Oh man, that was brutal. And I played the wrong one. Alright, we're gonna play the frog. And hopefully nobody's... don't do anything to my frog. Okay, we're playing the graveyard deck, so now we really need the flanker. The one that we're not getting. So at least we get to draw a card by picking the Llanowar Elf back up. Well, I guess it really depends on what they do. Okay. So let's see what they do here. I'm going to take the 3. Probably 5, I guess. I don't really know. But let's see what we get. Okay, so they're cycled the land. What else are they going to cycle? They don't have anything they can use for removal. It's going to go to our turn. And I'm going to play the Virtue of Knowledge. If we draw another blue source, we're going to wreck them. But we need to draw that blue source. Alright, so I'm not going to attack with anything. And we need that blue source. I'm assuming that they're going to drop in... I'm waiting for them to drop some massive creature to their graveyard. Is this just creatures? Is this just permanents? For each opponent, put one target non-land permanent. This is so good. Oh man, come on, we need it. I don't know if... So they're drawing a card, we take it 2. And that's just going to be indestructible, and they're going to get something else. Alright, we're going to take the 3, and we're going to wait and pray and hope and do everything that we can. Rub our fingers together. Believe in the heart of the cards, and we're going to get that blue source. Here it comes. Are you guys ready for it? The blue source is coming. That blue source is coming. That blue source is not here. That sucks. Alright. Shoot. So we're going to drop in the Airbender Ascension. And I think we've got to get the elf, because we got to... Or, okay, I completely forgot. I always forget about the Virtue of Knowledge. It doesn't give it hexproof. But I wonder if they're going to get rid of something. Don't care. Are we losing 3 life? What are they doing? Drawing a card. Alright, dealing 2 to us. Game's indestructible. We don't care about that. He's going to do something else. Man, are they going to... Is this enough? Yep, that's enough. Alright. They got us. Alright, we're going to bring in Rest in Peace. We're going to bring in Guided by Light, because we want to gain as much as we can. So we're going to get rid of... Seam Rip is good. I think... We're going to get rid of the Gear Hulk. It's too expensive for this particular matchup. We're going to get rid of an Aang. Again, it's too expensive. Reclamation Sage is really good here. The Mage... I don't think it's that good here. I don't think that's that good. So we're going to try this out. So we brought in... What did we bring in? Just to recap it a little bit. We're trying to gain as much life as we can. And we're going to exile their grave. Alright, let's do it. Let's see if we can do it. Alright. Come on, little Marco. Let's see if we can take you on. Ambitious little SOB. Alright, let's go first. This is much better. This is much better. Alright, so we got the Urban Retreat. So we're in Urban Retreat, into the Citizen, into the Breeding Pool, into Doc, into the Riddler. We got this. We got this, guys. I'm even thinking about actually Breeding Pool. Okay, this is one thing I really enjoy about playing decks that are like interesting colors like this. So because they see Bant and mainly blue and white, they usually go, oh, this person is playing a lot of non-creature spells. So one thing that really cracks me up, especially when I had this going, and I had it was just what do you call it? Oh, I'm drawing a huge blank. So I have this deck in Historic and Pioneer, and back when in Standard I was playing a Blink deck in Standard, and I had no non-creature spells, and people would see, oh, they're playing Azorius, I better bring in all of the Duresses and Negates. And I'd be like, okay, go for it. Alright, we need a Reclamation Sage. That's not a Reclamation Sage. Are you listening to me? I don't think we are. So we're going to play this. And we're going to leave up Aang. I don't know why I... don't know why I shocked myself. Apparently, I need to help them out. I mean, like, hey, I was at 16 life, and they're at 18. That doesn't seem fair. So we are going to Swift Savior away the Iron Shield. What are we gonna do? So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I want the Riddler in. Alright, we've got the Virtue of Knowledge. I'm sorry, I'm deep in the tank right now. The thought tank. So... Alright, whenever this class comes level 3, search your library for a card, put it in your hand, and discard a card at random. They're gonna do that. Hopefully they get what they're looking for. Toss it in the grave. Just get it in the grave. Get it in the grave. This is such a powerful card, but I hate the artwork. I mean, like... And I bet everybody who's watching this has seen it. The pizza stuff is just too much. Alright, so they got this guy. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card and create a treasure. Well, luckily, they discarded that. Okay, I can deal with this. I can deal with this. So we're going to get rid of the graveyards. All of them. Everyone! It's all gone. Then we're going to play this one. Because I want some kind of blocker, just in case. I'm trying to think now. Because we can warp that in. But we'd only draw one card. Alright. I'm gonna hold on to Hyla. Guided by Light. No, I'm not a life gain deck. Alright, so they can get in some serious damage here. Unfortunately. So what we might do... So we're going to play Guided by Light. And it's going to gain us a life. Then we're going to play... What are we going to play? Then we're going to play the Dock. Which is going to gain us another life. And then we're going to warp the Riddler, which is going to gain us another life. And then we're going to drop in the Fountain. And if we survive, I feel like we're going to be in a really good spot. Yeah, if we survive this, we're in a very good spot. So those warp away. But they're going to be incredibly cheap, which is okay. So next turn, we're going to play Haya. Sorry, I'm cracking myself. Haya. And once Haya is down, we're going to drop in Appa. Appa's going to pick everything up. And because we have the Dock down, and we have Aang down, infinite loop, infinite life, infinite 1/1s. Okay, I like this. We're good, we're good. That's annoying. Alright, so we've got to make sure that we survive enough. Shoot, this is not good. Hit us again. That's really not good. Okay. Shoot, this might kill us. Alright, so we're gonna have you... This kills us. So they got 4. 5, 6. So we can take that. So we have to have you block there. You block there and there. Alright. Game's indestructible, blah blah blah. I think this keeps us alive by 1. Okay. Okay. This keeps us alive by 1. No, it doesn't. This kills us. Let's see if they got it. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So... okay. We're going to play Haya again. Which is going to gain us a life. Then, I'm going to play this tapped. I think. Then we're going to play Aang. Which is going to gain us another life. And it's going to keep that from attacking us. So they could discard it right now. But they're not going to, luckily. Alright, I think we're going to be okay. This is just such a challenge. So that's going to help them dig through their deck, but it's not going to let them play. So we're going to take some damage. It's going to dig through their deck, and it's going to put them at 1 mana. Alright, let's see if they've got a 1 mana. Alright, they win. Gosh. Alright, well, we lost. Well, hey, for anybody that came out here and played around with me for a little bit, thank you for coming. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you for watching me just get my butt stomped for the past hour and 17 minutes. I had a blast. I hope you had fun. I mean, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But honestly, we played some really cool decks here. We played some decks that I want to build, and I was able to showcase my deck a little bit. So what I'll probably end up doing is I'm going to build some of these decks later, and we're going to try them out. And I do plan on getting rid of this little avatar and putting me up there. It was fun doing it, but I'm okay with showing off who I am. So, alright, everybody, hope you have fun, and I'll see you next time.